What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff Rose with Good Financial Sense, and most importantly, the debt movement. Today I've got a special guest. When I think of credit scoring and a credit scoring expert, I think of no other than Phil Tirone. Hey Phil, how you doing today?
Good, Jeff. How you doing? Good to be here.
You too. So, Phil Tirone, we just kind of met each other online, and I reached out to him because I was trying to figure out what my real credit score was, and was just blown away. I'm a certified financial planner. I think I'm a pretty smart dude, but when it comes to credit scoring and how the whole model works, it is freaking confusing. And Phil was a huge instrument in helping me understand it. But I ain't gonna lie, Phil, I'm still confused on how some of the certain aspects work out.
Well, everyone is. It is very, very confusing. But once you understand the basics of it, the bones, it becomes really easy, and you can see how much you can start saving money on a monthly basis just because of credit scoring.
Yeah, and now Phil, I think, was kind of like me. He didn't know the credit scoring system, and he kind of found out the hard way. So, Phil, can you kind of share with our viewers here just kind of how you developed 720creditscore.com? What was kind of that journey?
Yeah, Jeff, it's really simple. Like probably many of you watching. I didn't think I had a credit problem because I paid my bills on time. And one day I went into the bank to, deposit a check, and the lady's like, you're overdrawn. Would you like to apply for overdraft protection? And I said, okay, sure. I was shocked I was overdrawn. She said, you're going to have to run your credit report. I said, perfect, no big deal. I have good credit. I assumed I did. She ran my credit report, and she said, sorry, your credit score's too low for a $100 overdraft protection line. And at the time, I was a mortgage guy. So I realized, boy, if I can't get approved for a $100 overdraft protection line, I'm wondering if I'm paying more for my mortgage. So I went back to my mortgage office, ran my credit report, had a credit score in the low 600s, because I frankly just wasn't playing the game according to the rules. And I realized I was overpaying on my mortgage about $500 a month. And that's when I realized, I said to myself, if I'm overpaying on my mortgage, then that means my clients are overpaying on their mortgage. I got to figure this out. And I started with talking to credit repair people, and I realized that doesn't always work because you're dealing with people writing letters and hoping something gets off. And I said to myself, I need to create a system for my clients and for me, frankly, teaches me how to rebuild my credit so I can save money on things like just any type of debt you have, car insurance, home insurance, all these things that you look at your credit report and determine how much you're going to pay. So that's how it all started, and that was years and years ago. 7, 8, 9, I don't even know how long ago. It was a long, long time ago.
So how much time over the years do you think that you've invested into researching credit scoring and just how the whole system works?
Oh, tens of thousands of hours. It's a good question. I should figure that out. But I've looked at tens of thousands of credit reports. We have our 14-day credit challenge, which is basically a simple program on how to improve your credit score. This is for people who have good credit, who just want to make sure they never drop when an error comes on their credit, or people who have bad credit and need to rebuild it. And we've had 12,000 people go through that program alone, on how to improve your credit. So I've been around the block on this a lot.
So what is the name of your program once again?
So the name of the initial book was called 7 Steps to a 720 Credit Score. And what I realized is that no one wants to read a book on credit. It's just not, it's not fun, it's not exciting. So what I did is I broke the book into 14 simple lessons. And every lesson is delivered via email, and it has a 5 to 10 minute video. You watch the video, you learn the basics of what I'm teaching, and then if that lesson applies to you, you write, you do some action items or homework associated with that lesson. Each lesson with the video plus the action items takes about 20 minutes, and it's delivered over 14 weeks, and one time a week for 14 weeks. And if you spend 20 minutes a week for 14 weeks, you will know more about your credit score than 99.9% of the people out there. You will know more than your banker does, and it's literally that easy. And that's what it's called, the 14-day credit challenge, because of it.
And it's so funny you just say that. You'll know more than your banker does, because I actually reached out to my banker who helped me with our mortgage and refinance our mortgage, and asked him about the credit scoring system, and he gave me a response that I ended up doing more research on and realized that he didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, well, one of the posts I'll put on the debt movement site is when I brought a spy camera into a bank. And I asked him a series of things. No one knows anything because it's really confusing. I mean, I had to look at 10,000 credit reports to get a basis of it. So, you know, that it's confusing, and that's why it's so important to the debt movement. That's why, Jeff, when you reached out to me, I was like, I got to help out. I want to do my part to pay off tens of millions of dollars worth of debt because I understand how credit impacts it. And most people just throw their hands up and say there's nothing I can do. No, 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 no. There's stuff you can do right now with your debt and to raise your credit score and lower your interest rates, which will allow you to pay off the debt faster. And if you've had a bankruptcy or a short sale or foreclosure, there's ways that you can rebuild your credit, even with the bankruptcy, short sale, or foreclosure on your credit report to raise your credit score. Because one thing that is great about our credit scoring system, you don't need a clean credit report to have a high credit score. So you can have a bankruptcy, short sale, foreclosure on your credit report and have a high credit score.
And we were talking last week, and you'd mentioned about an individual that actually went through your program that I believe had a bankruptcy on his record, correct?
So Travis texts me on Christmas, says Merry Christmas, and I was like, who's this? I frankly didn't remember who he was, and I was like, hey, thanks so much. He's like, because of you. You know, 2 years ago, if you remember, we were going through we were considering bankruptcy, and he said we were really worried about going through it and what we should do. And one of the things I told him, I said, make your decisions based on financial planning and short sales, foreclosure, bankruptcy, and make your decisions based on the numbers and based on the advice of your advisors, not on credit scoring, because credit scoring can be fixed. Credit scoring is the easy part. So his advisors, he decided to go through bankruptcy. He went through bankruptcy 2 years and 2 days after the discharge. 2 years and 2 days. He and his wife bought a new home with 5% down and an interest rate of 3.25% interest rate. 2 years and 2 days, okay? Because when he called me, he was worried that bankruptcy was going to be on his credit report for 10 years, which it will be. But it doesn't mean you can't have a high credit score. And that's an example of someone who follows our system, real simple. He put in 20 minutes a week for 14 weeks, and bam, 2 years and 2 days after the bankruptcy discharge, he bought a home for him and his family, 5% down, 3.25% interest rate. There you go.
Bam, there you go. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I know. It was great. It was great.
So your program, you've helped, I believe, over 10,000 people. Is that correct?
Well, 12,000 people have gone through the program itself, have paid me to go through the program, right? So,
yeah.
so that, I mean, I don't know how many people have given books away and read my blog and stuff. I mean, I don't keep track of that.
So the key word, though, like this isn't a free program. This is a program that people have to pay for to enroll because, I mean, there's a lot of good information. And you actually allowed me to go through your course, and I would tell you, I learned so much. I had to do some research for my book that I'm releasing on just credit scoring, and I mean, your course was just instrumental in helping me out. So, I mean, you got the knowledge.
Thanks.
And when I approached you about the debt movement, you were, like you mentioned earlier, you were super excited. So why don't we share with people that are going through the debt movement what they're going to be able to enjoy with your program?
Well, what I decided, Jeff, is when you talked to me about the program, you said, what could I do, right? And, I mean, yes, I could, give you a couple $1,000 for a scholarship, but frankly, that was sort of like giving one person a leg up, right? And I thought, what can I really do to make a big impact for 90 days? We're playing this game to pay off tens of millions of dollars worth of debt in 90 days as a community. And what I said, let's just, and I've never done this before. I've never, ever done this with any type of promotion or anything like that. I said, let's enroll anyone who rolls into the debt movement and is committed to paying off debt. Let's give them my program, my 14-day credit challenge program, absolutely free. And you go to 720 credit score and see what we charge on that. I mean, on the website, it's $1,000. For people who we do have specials where people can pay less and they can pay $397 and different things like that. However, we're enrolling you into the $1,000 program where you're going to have live question and answer sessions with me where you can get on the phone and ask me questions. And the reason why I want to do this, Jeff, is because I know that credit is a game changer. This will change the people listening. If you're listening to this, this will change your life forever. And I'm not talking spending a lot of time on it. I'm talking you're going to get one video a week, watch the video, And if it applies to you, do the homework. If not, you've invested 5 to 10 minutes of your week, and then do it for 14 weeks, and you're done. You will never, ever, ever have a credit problem again because you're going to understand the rules of the game, and you're going to get it absolutely free. I mean, you're not going to see that I'm selling something when you get in the program. There's nothing. Like, this is it. You're getting it. This is what I sell, and my hope is you're going to spread the word so that people can come back, and later those people may be customers and stuff like that. But it's just my way to get the message out and get it out in a big, big way because of you, Jeff.
That's awesome. And I tell you what, Phil, I mean, I'm so freaking excited about this because I think this is a game changer. I know this is going to help, thousands of people, on a topic that literally, I mean, you can't even go to school to learn about credit. Yeah. I mean, it's just impossible. So I'm super excited. I love the fact that you're joining the debt movement, in a big, big way, and just looking forward to how many more people we can affect.
Hey, we're changing lives in these 90 days. Like, people are going to be transformed, and I want to hear about it. Like, you're going to get emails from me saying, "Hey, here's the question and answer time for this session. Get on the phone, ask me questions, tell me how your lives changed." Tell me about that. Send me emails. Tell me about it. I want to hear all the stories. Your lives will transform, I'm telling you. And I want to make it clear, your credit can be rebuilt so much faster than people think. And I don't know what the reasoning is, Jeff, because obviously I'm not privy to the credit, the logarithms that make credit scoring what they do. But I can tell you one thing. With this recession, one thing has happened. We are seeing people's credit get rebuilt faster than ever. I mean, faster than ever. And if you just spend a few minutes up front implementing our program and doing what we're talking about, and it's simple stuff, then your lives are going to change because your credit score is going to pop and you start saving money and pay down more debt faster.
That's awesome. And after people get enrolled, I mean, Phil, as you mentioned, there's going to be a weekly Q&A that you'll be able to take a part of. So if you have an exact question regarding your situation, he's going to be there. He's going to be around the Debt Movement blog, sharing some case studies and just some real examples that you might be able to relate to and apply to your own life. So that's why I'm super excited to have Phil, joining the Debt Movement, and just like I said, joining in a big way. Phil, we appreciate you. Appreciate your information and just look forward to helping as many people as we can.
Oh, Jeff, I'm thrilled to be here. And hey, one clarification. Our question and answer session is not always every single week, but what we do is we email the members and letting them know, here's when we're having it.
Gotcha.
We do it at least once a month, many times twice a month. It just depends on what the need is. So if the need's great, we'll get on every week.
Gotcha.
But it's, that's the game. The game is because the more people who are on the call, the more people can learn from each other. And that's why I do it that way.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. Anything else, Phil, for all our viewers?
Glad to be here, and we're going to change some lives, Jeff. Thanks so much for letting 720creditscore.com being a part of it.
No, it's my pleasure, dude. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
Okay. See you, Jeff.